Hey, this is Phil Lilley, Lilley's Landing Resort in Marina on Lake Taneycomo. Jackson and I are going to do one cast today. It is Monday the 25th of April. After a pretty good rain last night, they're just running one unit, which is not unusual, but kinda. I wanted to get out early this morning because we're not going to see this one unit for very long, I don't think. We got about an inch and a half last night. The whole area did. Not so much north. Springfield didn't get that much. But the northwest Arkansas down at Fayetteville got 2.5 to 4.5 inches of rain. So beaver should be really jumping up. It was already 5 feet high. They have 5 feet to go to their flood pool. And what they've done in the past is they've let that lake go all the way to the top of the flood pool. And then they start releasing whatever's coming in over their floodgates. So that's kind of what I'm thinking they're going to do with beaver. My guess is they're going to probably run 4 units here at Table Rock starting later today. I don't know. And probably run that 4 units for a while. They have proven me wrong in the past. I don't know. That's what would make sense, is they're going to try to get rid of this rainwater as quick as possible, because there'll be another one come up behind it here in a week or two. But we're getting into May, so we should start seeing a little less rain. It's supposed to be in the 30s tonight, though. I'm using a 1/16 ounce tri-olive jig in dark, 2-pound line. Pretty much the same jig I had on last night. I did go back out. It stopped raining about 7:30. I went back out until, probably 45 minutes. I had the lake to myself. Nothing on the first cast. Had the lake to myself, no wind. Really pretty out. And the fish did not bite. It's pretty crazy. Got a good report. Guys fishing minnows. There was a bite. They were fishing minnows, drifting from Fall Creek down. Ooh, big fish. Good fish. I can see him already. I can't see what he is, but it's definitely a long fish. Drifting from Fall Creek down using minnows yesterday. Those guys they said they caught a lot of fish. They've been here for a couple days and just have not gotten on the fish until yesterday afternoon. It's a rainbow. Not quite as big as I thought he was. All he wants to do is twist and turn. Well, that was a big old fish. Ooh, I'm gonna have to maybe slip in behind him. I'm gonna slip into this eddy below the fish that just surfaced. Hopefully land this one. Only passed one guide, two guides. Steve Dickey was out, Captain B. Everybody else must be bass fishing. You're looking at Annie Wynn's house behind me, big white house. He's not making any big runs. He's just kind of hanging out. Boy, he's a big fish. Don't fall in. He's ready. It's amazing, these big, broad rainbows are just incredible. How fat they are. Not just fat, but just broad. Oh, come on. Well, the jig head's stuck in the net. There, okay. I don't know if he's 20 or not. I'm not gonna find out. It's close. Knot looks good. See if we can sneak up on this fish that surfaced. Let's see, he was right up here. Little ways. It's not real deep out there. Current's kind of taking me up this bank. That's not him. Oh, he let go. That was just a little one. One more cast, then I'm gonna have to get back out there. Try one right out here. The line went slack. You might have been able to see that on camera with the light the way it is. Nice stocky rainbow. Try that again. Get out in the current. I really didn't get out to where I wanted to go. Line went slack again. I kind of thought it was the bottom, but it wasn't. It was a fish. I'm going to get out here in the current. Oh, that was a fish. I was letting it sink and didn't really start jigging yet, and he was already on there. kind of borderline as far as picking it up. He's a little big for a 2-pound line. Yeah, these dark jigs have been working a lot better than the lighter colors, the whites. And night crawlers ought to work pretty good today too, with the rain that we've had. There's been a lot of worms on top of the ground, on the sidewalks, on the streets and stuff. They get washed out. It's the same thing in the creeks. They come up. They like to get out in the warm sunshine after a rain like this, and they get washed in the lake. There's a bump. And if you're up here in the trophy area, you can use a San Juan worm. Imitates an earthworm. A lot of times they won't, like last night, they shut this down to 1 unit about 10 o'clock or so, 9, 10 o'clock. They'll do that because the rain, and this is totally a guess, I'm not saying this is for sure, but, and sometimes it is for sure, but they slow it down because if we get some heavy rains and get some flooding down lake, like down at Rockaway and places like that, Bull Creek, they don't want to add to the flooding by running more units than they need to, so it's a good theory. I'm not sure why I didn't get a good hook set on that one at all. I'm not sure why else they would knock it down to 1 unit last night instead of leaving it 2. What I got? Doesn't feel like a big fish. It's not bad. It's not one that I'm gonna lift out of the water. Just a nice, pretty rainbow. I got some extra line here. That's not all my line. There we go. Okay. Forgot to wear my belt today. Wow. When you're jig fishing, if you think you got a bite, set the hook. Or jig real hard. If your line looks funny, if you feel something, kind of what I did on that one. My line was slack, but I wasn't sure if it was just because I just threw out or what. I can get him. Oh, it's another beautiful rainbow. Fins, everything is all there. These are not natural fish. Somebody on Facebook posted a picture of a fish at the steps at Outlet 2. It was a real redfish, and they said, well, it's a natural fish. It's not. It's not necessarily a natural fish. Any of these fish can be natural. They come from either Shepherd of the Hills hatchery or Neosho hatchery. There's two strains in here. And even if a fish somehow got up in one of the creeks and had a natural spawn, which happens, they're still out of the same strain. And they're all going to look the same. But just because a fish is all colored up and it's got its fins and everything doesn't mean it's a what so-called natural fish that's hatched in here. There are a lot of rainbows that are put in here that have all their fins. They're all colored up. They will get colored up. When they're put in, they don't have a lot of color because they're fed grain. Their meat's white. But once they are in here for a while, they get their natural colors. They start eating freshwater shrimp or scuds or whatever you want to call them. They get big enough, they start eating minnows and sculpin. They eat insects, midges, beetles, ants in the summer, just like any fish would. And they become, if you want to call them a natural fish, it's fine, but I think people use that term without any explanation of what they mean. Natural fish to me is a fish that is hatched in the lake and grew up in the lake. But a wild fish is a fish, well, a wild fish and a natural fish, it's really the same. But then you have wild strains like the McLeod strain that it hadn't been messed with genetically. And there's not very many places anymore that have those natural strains. Here comes a little bit of wind. That's nice. The only way I would definitely call a fish out of here natural that's spawned is a fish that's 2 or 3 or 4, even 5 inches long, because the majority of the fish that are put in here are going to be, you know, even a small stalker could be 7 or 8 inches, but unless they've escaped from the hatchery, which happens, they're not going to be much smaller than that. So here a couple of springs ago, we saw a lot of fish that were 3, 4 inches long, a lot. And it was believed that we had the right conditions for a natural spawn. But it doesn't happen every year. Okay, fish, want to sleep on me. I'm not going to get down very far. This current is really slow. The line went slack. There's Brett Rader above me. So there are probably some boats up above me, probably some guys. That's probably where they went this morning. Fish up in the below the dam. See that line go slack? That line just laid down on the water like it hit the bottom after I jigged it. Honestly, I hadn't really caught a lot of big numbers of small fish. It's actually pretty refreshing. I think if I get in a hurry and not let it go to the bottom, I'm not going to get bit. He hit that going down. It's a little better fish. I'll have to look at the tape and see if you can see the line in the video. I kind of doubt if you do, but it'd be kind of cool if you did. Especially that one. That's cool. That was a big old brown. Big fatty. You could hear him hit the water. Bloop. Browns don't jump a lot. They do this right here. They just dog you down. I was wondering if I was going to catch a brown. I don't know if you knew, but I'm on my trolling motor. So you wanted to go back up to the dam. The hook just pulled out. Well, you got the same. He is probably pushing 20. Nothing wrong with the hook. Happens. Oh, there was a bump. Tighten my drag back down just a little bit. You don't want your drag too loose when you get a hook set. If it's too loose on a hook set, you won't get a tight, strong hook set. Kind of relieved it's a small fish. Ah. I'm working not the middle, but boat's in the middle. I'm working the channel side. That kind of looked like a bite. I think I got 2 bites right there. I'm dragging that one on the bottom. Kind of what happens if I don't slow the boat down and not working that jig sweeping downstream. Kind of get lazy. Boy, he knocked that as soon as I jigged it. Oh, sometimes they just don't got it in their mouth. You see the bite, he's not there. I ain't got a bite on one, or hadn't got a fish. Gotten bites, but a little short. Little kingfisher over there. I didn't see the bite. I didn't feel the bite. Lucky to get him. Stop it. I guess I'll get down to the Narrows. I could be in trouble when I get home. Blake should be back at work tomorrow. He's been a little bit under the weather. Kind of felt that. I felt a little bit heavy. Okay, my arm has recovered enough from fighting that brown. I'm ready for another big fish. Oh! Phooey. Oh, that might have been a bite. Come back and get it. Caught a lot of big fish right in here, right above the narrows. My line went slack again. This would be a great day to get out the fly rod and fish a mega worm or a zebra midge under a float. Oh, nailed it. He came back. Oh, come on, it's a little one. Something nailed it when I first threw it out there, and I bet you it wasn't this fish. Although he's got a good start on a good life, because he is nice and thick. Okay, I'm right at the very top of the narrows. It's not as deep, and it gets a little faster through here. And there's usually a lot of fish, but fell. Ooh. Threw it in over some wood. It's so shallow, it's bumping the bottom. So my line's going slack, but there's not a fish. Can't believe nobody's out this morning. Nobody's passed me. Captain B went out, he left. Maybe a bathroom break or something. I need to slow down. Ooh, I felt that bite. You don't feel a lot of bites. You do some. And I think it's because trout have such soft mouths. And maybe it's the way they bite. Whereas a crappie or white bass or even a black bass, oop, there was maybe something. You can feel that tap when they hit it. Well, I tell you what, it's kind of a dry run for the narrows. I get a couple more casts, I'm gotta head in. One more cast. I'll back out a little bit. Oh, I can't end on that. Actually kind of got lazy on that one. Here's Captain B came back, so it must have been a bathroom break. Oh, there's a bump. Oh, that's so lucky. Oh, and he's gone. Ah, crazy. Biting pretty good.
What's that?
So they're biting pretty good.
Yeah. That beard actually threw me off last night. I didn't know exactly who I was talking to, but I do now. Have you set up a retirement party for Bill yet, or?
Oh, I got to think about that.
I told Dwayne, I said I'll get the meat from this little meat place up there in Springfield. And I thought, your canopy out there, invite all the guys. Most people have a job.
Oh yeah.
Have a retirement party.
No, it'll be a roast for sure. Yeah, we'll have to get him real good. I don't know if he's going to retire 100% though.
Oh no, I told him the other day, I said, you realize you got to stop showing up to the ramp if you're going to retire. He's been telling me for as long as I've been doing this, oh yeah, I'm about 2 more years, I'm out. That was 7 years ago.
Well, he is letting his license expire.
That's what he said, yep.
So I don't know what that date is, but the problem is he doesn't have a plan. He doesn't know what he's going to do. He's got to do something.
You do get it together though.
I'll let you know. One of my best friends, Bill Babler, a guide here, probably one of the best guides here, is I guess retiring. I hadn't thought about it. He's always said he's going to retire, but he is. Oh, I missed another fish. He is going to let his Coast Guard license expire. So if he takes people fishing, he can't charge them. So I guess we probably need to have a party for him. But everybody loves him to death, but he's going to be an easy one to roast because he'll take it well. All right, last cast. How many fish have I missed through here? This is actually a really good spot. I love this spot right here. Always got good current. Kind of drops out, gets deeper. A lot of fish holding here. God, I missed another one. They're kind of short biting me. I think it was about 20 minutes ago I was thinking about quitting. All right, come on, fish. I want to catch one on my last cast. Either that or I'm not going to get a bite. I don't think I'm going to get a bite. That's a stinking fish. We may never finish, Jackson. I was literally going to reel in, and he was there. Just, golly, I missed another one. I hardly missed any of them up there. This is it. I'm gonna quit. That was fun. I think I about lost all the paint off my jig head. Yeah, there's still quite a bit of paint on there, but there's a lot of paint gone. Caught a lot of fish on this jig. Thanks for watching. Man, I wish it wouldn't rain anymore. This water's just awesome. Maybe they'll surprise us and not run it, but if that's true, then the thing is, I want them to run it hard because it moves water out of the lakes above me. And if they don't, they'll flood me. So, catch 22. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.